Hi BookTube, it's Amy. I'm here for a book haul and I really hit the jackpot tonight at Black Squirrel Books. So first of all, a couple of weeks ago, I got a message from one of my subscribers, Tim, who thanked me for introducing him to the Black Squirrel bookstore and cafe. And as a thank you, he sent me one of their e-gift cards. So I went ahead and I spent that tonight, but I also spent an additional bit of money of my own just because I really hit the jackpot here. So I went to the play section, the play and poetry section, because I was looking for Samuel Beckett's play Waiting for Godot. Because I had read Endgame last weekend and a couple of you in the comment section had highly recommended this one as one of his best plays. Now, I was sort of lukewarm about Endgame. I don't know how I'm going to feel about this one. This is sort of my second test. Because he comes so highly recommended from many of you, I don't want to abandon him just yet in terms of his plays. And so I'll read this one, and if I like it, I'll read some more of him. If I'm still lukewarm about it, then this might be the end of my journey with Beckett's plays. But then, here's the exciting bit. So while I was looking for that, stuck up on the shelf next to it was this one, Echoes of the War by J.M.Barrie. It includes The Old Lady Shows Her Medals, The New Word, Barbara's Wedding, A Well-Remembered Voice. And these do appear to be plays, I believe. When you first look at them, they don't resemble plays because they look more like prose and they're missing some of the taglines. But if you flip a few more pages in, you do see the familiar tags and they are identified in the front as plays. So I'm going to guess it's just an interesting formatting choice. But this is a Scribner's edition from 1919. So not super old, not of J.M.Barrie's own era, but still something worth having on my shelf. Definitely nowhere near a first edition, but still a solid, old, beautiful book that I was happy to find. And so I grabbed that and then I strolled around the corner. And that is when this happened. So here's a copy of Margaret Ogilvy by her son, by J.M.Barrie. I actually already own this book in another edition, but this one is from 1897, I believe. Yep, here we go. And it's got this beautiful illustration in the front. This beautiful front cover page, and it's interesting because you've got this thin paper here and you can see that age has sort of left an outline on this front cover page of that tissuey paper. So this is by Hodder and Stoughton of London, second edition, completing 20th thousand. So that seems to indicate that there was already 20,000 copies of this book by the time my copy here comes along. And it's just it's an excellent shape considering nothing is loose. It's very clean overall. And so I couldn't pass that up. And I thought, oh look, there we go, 2 J.M.Barries. I really did well tonight. It's very rare that I actually find one at all. But I wasn't done yet because over on the shelf below it, I found The Greenwood Hat, also by J.M.Barrie. This is a Peter Davies printing, and this one is much more recent. This is cute. Someone has their own Ex Libris sticker in the front there. And let's see, this one is Peter Davies Limited, London. sketch of the author in the front there. The Greenwood Hat, being a memoir of James Annan, 1885 to 1887 by J.M.Barrie, with a preface by Earl Baldwin of Boodley, KG. That's the first time I've come across that word there. And this is a 1937 printing. 50 copies privately printed initially in 1930. So this was published after J.M.Barrie's death. And so that was a nice find. But I wasn't done yet either. Next to that was a copy of The Little White Bird by J.M.Barrie. And this is possibly the best find of the night. Also by Hodder and Stoughton. 1902 printing. Don't know what that was tucked in the book there. At some point I can tell that someone had something tucked in the front of this book because you can see sort of the stained outline there. The Child's Map of Kensington Gardens. That's beautiful. 1902. And the chapters, David and I set forth upon a journey. The little nursery governess, her marriage, her clothes, her appetite, and an inventory of her furniture. A night piece, the fight for Timothy, a shock, the last of Timothy, the inconsiderate waiter, a confirmed spinster, sporting reflections, the runaway perambulator, the pleasant club in London, the grand tour of the gardens, Peter Pan, the thrush's nest, lockout time, the little house, Peter's goat, an interloper, David and Porthos compared, William Patterson, Joey, Pilkingtons, Barbara, the cricket match, and the dedication. And so this is one of the books in the Peter Pan universe, so to speak. The Little White Bird by J.M.Barrie. And this is also in excellent condition. And although they are published several years apart, these two at least sort of match. It's interesting that this one is so much more worn compared to this one, and there's only a short couple of years between publication, about 5 years between the publication, and yet this one was obviously probably exposed to the sun. You can tell that the spine itself is much, much lighter than the boards, and this one was probably kept in a nice dark place, not exposed to the sun. So we've got 4 J.M.Barries to add to the collection, and 1 Beckett to continue sampling. So that is my absolute jackpot of a book haul. Let me know if you've read any of these books. I know some of you are into the J.M.Barrie. These are definitely great finds. I hope you all have a great evening.